Welcome to this trading psychology lesson on the paradox of perspective. What is a paradox? A seemingly absurd or contradictory statement which, when investigated, may prove to be true. Before we begin and discuss anything at all, be open to interpret information you disagree with. What you think will get you to where you need to go will be different from what actually needs to happen if you haven't reached your goal already. Why you're watching this video, I assume, is to improve your trading psychology. So this is just a concept that I found to be really important. I wish somebody had told me 5 years ago. It is not the technical analysis that will make you profitable. If you follow them word for word, none of them will actually work in the long term, okay? If you follow them exactly how any instructor tells them to do it, it will not work. I've done many courses and none of them work word for word, okay? And this is the biggest secret in trading, is that you need intuition and understanding of the markets to actually make a technical analysis method profitable. It's not the method of technical analysis. It could be moving averages. It could be trend lines. It could be SMC, support resistance lines, chaos coasters. It could be anything. Anything can be profitable, but it's not the method. It's not the technical analysis. It's how you interpret the information the market's giving you through the technical analysis of your choice. So how do we get from not being profitable to being profitable? Well, this is the most important aspect of trading, okay? Intuition is what I'm talking about. And how do we practice intuition? You have to be comfortable with your trading psychology. This channel will have a bunch of videos. Each concept is like a lock and key. You have to keep trying it. Did this one work? No. Let's try a different one. Does this one work a little bit? Yeah, nah, let's try a different one. So just one of them. And not the same thing will not work for everyone either. So let's get into it. Okay, so let me show you an exercise that you can practice to actually improve your trading psychology or your intuition. So think about this for a second. Can happiness be given to you? I would argue it cannot. Happiness can only be felt. So, for example, let's say if you were given this car, would you be happy? But if you were given this car, would you be as happy? Probably not. What if your friend standing next to you was given this Mustang and you were given this Toyota Corolla? Would you be actually happy or would you be upset? You still got given a car. I'll tell you how this relates to trading in just a second. So happiness cannot be given. Happiness can only be felt. What if you were given $1 million? What if your friends next to you were each given $5 million? How happy would you be? I would be pretty livid. Why did I get given $1 million and not 5? This is a little something to do with the locus of control, because if people feel that external factors influence how they feel, then trading will be very hard for you. But if you learn to accept our view of the world is just through our lens of emotion and what we know about it, accept the uncertainty and accept that we are in control, we have a significant locus of control, then it will be much easier for you. So here's Dr. Tracy Marks explaining it.
Locus of control refers to the degree to which you feel the things that happen to you are within your control versus being controlled by external circumstances. Now, the reality is nothing is determined by one thing. Every outcome isn't determined solely by your efforts or solely by external factors. It's a combination of factors. But the idea is that what you believe about your part in your life outcome affects how empowered you feel and how much effort you put forth to achieve a certain result.
Sadhguru is one of my favorites. He said, allowing others to control your inner state is a foolish endeavor. So if the market is going your way, then that will be would you be happy or sad? If it went against you, would you be happy or sad? So let's relate all of this to trading for a second. So for argument's sake, let's say we go long right here on the NASDAQ. If this trade played out and you were taken out for a 1-to-2 risk reward ratio, would you be happy? It's down to you. What if you targeted 5 risk to reward ratio and left it to run? How happy would you be when you left it to run for a few days and then you got stopped out? You could have taken your profits at 2 risk reward ratio and then be in profit. Instead, you took the loss. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way. Imagine if you put money into the market and you've lost it. Just think back on how you actually felt. Was that your own ego? Was that your own emotions? Did you create those emotions? Or did the market give it to you? Well, I would argue that you created them yourself, because whether you entered or not, the market would have done pretty much the exact same thing. The market doesn't care. The market would have done the exact same thing without you. So what if you had a losing trade after a losing trade after a losing trade, and then got involved here and got a 2 risk to reward ratio? Would you be happy? Well, probably not, because you would be in a loss overall. So would you be upset? Would you be angry? Would you smash your computer screen? What would it take for you to do that? It's all coming from within you. Two different people will react differently to this situation. The market doesn't care. It just moves randomly with some degree of predictability. Here is a concept from Joe Dispenza called the refractory period. The refractory period is the length of time that goes in between your emotional situation to when you actually consciously realize what's happened and what you're going to do about it. So think about a person shouting at the cashier for not taking their coupons. They're still within the refractory period. When they go home and sort of have something to eat, maybe, and just sit down, they might just realize, oh, I just had a bad day at work or whatever. I just took my anger out on that poor cashier. So that's their refractory period. Now, for trading, we need to cut this refractory period down to absolute zero. There cannot be any delay with us realizing, and this takes a lot of skill, and it's way more valuable than any technical analysis tidbit you'll find on YouTube, in my opinion. Let's say that this trade goes against you as well. 4 losses in a row. So let's say that all 4 of these trades have gone against you. You're minus 4% in the loss. Your refractory period is still within action. It's still in motion. You're still turmoiled, and you do not put in the 5th trade. Your 5th trade might be like this: 1 to 10 risk reward ratio. That redeems the rest of your trades. If you have any sort of emotional attachment to how the market made you feel, then it would be really hard for you to put in that 5th trade. And many people struggle to even put in the 3rd trade after 2 losers in a row. Okay, so now we've arrived at the exercise part. You'll find many trading psychology books and videos, none of them that I have found actually give you concrete exercises to practice this. Do you really think that just because you've seen it once in a video or someone told you about it, you can do it? Like, come on. If you went and picked up a bow for the first time and you aimed at the bullseye in the middle of the target, would you hit it just because I told you how to hold a bow? No, you need to practice thousands of times, pulling it back, putting it to the right place, and the arrow will not go to the place where you want it to go. And the way to get there is to practice. And this trading intuition and trading exercise example is here to help you to do that. So you open this link, which will be in the description. You make a copy of this document, and here we can practice our emotional exercise together. I have to be honest here, because you don't have to show this to people. I will not see what you put in here. This is your own personal copy. And I challenge you, think of a situation which has left you with a refractory period. So this is usually going to be a negative experience. So this could be a positive experience, but you learn more from it if it's a negative experience. So here's something that happened to me that I got really upset about recently. My fiance started doing yoga between me and the TV, which I was watching. So how did I feel about it? I got upset. And here's the distinction. How did I feel about it? Not how it made me feel. And that's impossible. Another person could have felt joy that their fiance there. Maybe on another day I would have felt that. But in that particular moment, honestly, I felt angry. I got upset. So what did I do? I said, I'm watching that angrily. We had an uncomfortable situation. We had an uncomfortable moment. How long did it take to come to peace with it? How long was the refractory period? It was like a good 15 minutes. And it took me 15 minutes to let my emotions pass. What happened? I ate some food and I wasn't angry anymore. What should I have done? Now here's the key thing. Pause the TV and talk to her about the day that she was having. So you think, what the hell has this got to do with trading? Well, our mind doesn't know whether it's trading or not. Our lizard brain, our amygdala does not know what exercise we're doing. It just detects fear and anger, and it's very primal. It doesn't matter what you're angry about or fearful about. You're just angry. That's what you're feeling at the moment. So whatever you practice this on will not only help you become a better person, it will also help your trading. So I'll give you a trading example as well. I put in a long position right there today. You can see I put in a position at 748, so around there. When did I get out of this position? I got out with $3,000 profit at 1 o'clock, 1:16, same day. So that was right there. That was a nice $3,000 profit. Okay. Why I got out there is because I knew that what happened took my profits too early. How did you feel about it? I saw the news just getting it shot up. So I felt fear of missing out. FOMO. I felt anger. Did the market give me this feeling? No. I came up with it all by myself. What did I do? Nothing. How long did it take you to come to peace with it? Well, I've been practicing this for quite some time. I consult my therapist frequently, about 15 minutes. What happened to make you come to peace with it? I realized that the news could have shot this down the other way just as easily, and I would have lost in that position. What should you have done? If I were ready to handle more risk, I could have left the position in. And you can provide a screenshot with the position as well. So I want you to do this exercise, okay? Do a couple of these a day. It takes 1 minute to fill one of these out. So what do you think? Can happiness be given? Well, if we just discussed that happiness cannot be given, could offense be given? Could anger be given? Could fear of missing out be actually given to you? Well, I would say that it cannot. I would say that it can only be taken or felt. I don't think anyone meant to offend this lovely lady. She got offended all by herself. Did the cockroach give fear to this man? I don't think so. I think he felt it all by himself. Well, guess what? If you're still here, that means that you like the video. So let me know in some way or form that you would like to see more of this kind of stuff. If you give me a thumbs up, I'll know to make more. Let me know in a few weeks' time how doing this exercise consistently has changed your refractory period. So your task right now is to go to this document, fill out a couple of these boxes from things that happened to you in the past that were trading related or just a personal thing that's happened to you. Another part of the exercise is to take today that's happening to you currently and recognize what you're feeling about a particular trade or a particular person or a particular situation. And I promise you, this will help you so much more than to get a new indicator on your trading chart. I promise, honestly. So I'd love to hear in the comments below of how over time this video and this exercise has changed your refractory period.